We've all been told that love is the answer. That love wins. That love makes the world go round. But what if I told you one of history's greatest minds, the man who studied power, politics, and human nature more deeply than anyone else, believed love was actually dangerous? That love was the very thing that destroys the strongest of men, the kindest of hearts, and even the most powerful rulers. His name was Niccolo Machiavelli. And 500 years ago, he wrote a book that exposed the brutal truths of human behavior. A book so shocking, it was banned for centuries. It was called The Prince. Inside it, he wrote one of the most chilling lines ever recorded: "It is much safer to be feared than loved." Think about that for a moment. Safer to be feared than loved. Why would someone say that? Why would anyone choose fear over love? Machiavelli wasn't a villain. He wasn't a monster. He was a realist. He lived in a time when kingdoms were won and lost overnight, when loyalty could vanish with the sunrise. He watched rulers he admired, smart, kind, generous men, fall from grace, not because they were weak, but because they believed love would protect them. It didn't. He saw a pattern: love made people vulnerable. It made rulers trust too easily. It made them forgive enemies who should have been punished. It made them care too much about being liked. And in the world of power, being liked is often the first step toward being replaced. Machiavelli understood something many people still deny today: love depends on others. You can't control who loves you, or for how long. People love you when you benefit them. They love you when it's easy. They love you when it costs them nothing. But the moment your value to them disappears, so does their affection. He once said, "Men are ungrateful, fickle, liars, and deceivers. As long as you benefit them, they are yours, but when danger comes, they turn against you." He wasn't being cruel. He was being honest. He had watched it happen too many times. To Machiavelli, love was a luxury. Fear was protection. Because fear doesn't depend on emotion, it depends on perception. People may not love you, but if they fear the consequences of crossing you, they will think twice before betraying you. Fear creates boundaries. Love erases them. But here's what makes his view so fascinating: Machiavelli didn't actually hate love. He understood its beauty. He knew it could inspire loyalty, unity, and compassion. He just didn't trust it to last. Love, in his eyes, was like the wind, warm and comforting one moment, cold and distant the next. Fear, however, could be managed, controlled, used strategically. He saw leaders lose everything because they wanted to be loved. They gave mercy when they should have shown strength. They avoided hard decisions to keep others happy. They tried to please everyone, and in doing so, they pleased no one. Think of the modern world today. How many politicians, CEOs, or influencers destroy their credibility trying to be liked? How many relationships collapse because one person gives too much, hoping love will fix what respect could have protected? Machiavelli would shake his head and say, "You built your power on emotion, not on structure." He believed respect was stronger than love. Love makes people adore you. Respect makes them obey you. And obedience, in his world, was the key to survival. Now, here's where things get even deeper. Machiavelli's message wasn't just about kings and rulers. It was about you and me. He wanted us to see that in every part of life, work, relationships, friendship, if you depend on people's love to feel safe, you'll always live in fear of losing it. But when you learn to earn respect first, even love that comes after will be rooted in strength, not weakness. Love without respect fades. Respect without love endures. Yet he also warned against cruelty. A ruler who relies only on fear becomes hated, and hatred destroys faster than love ever could. So, he believed the balance was this: be feared enough to be respected, loved enough to be remembered. Power without compassion becomes tyranny. Compassion without strength becomes tragedy. Imagine this: you're a leader trying to hold a fragile kingdom together. Your advisors tell you to be merciful. Your enemies are watching. Your people are restless. One wrong move, and everything collapses. If you act with kindness, they may take advantage of you. If you act with strength, they may call you cruel. What do? Machiavelli would say, act in a way that keeps your power secure. Because once you lose power, no one will remember your kindness. History doesn't honor the kind-hearted who fell. It remembers the strong who survived. His ideas may sound dark, but they're not about cruelty, they're about survival. He didn't want people to destroy others. He wanted them to understand human nature enough to protect themselves from being destroyed. Love makes us dreamers. Fear makes us cautious. But the wise know how to use both. The secret, Machiavelli would whisper, is control. Let love inspire you, but never let it blind you. Let kindness show, but never let it weaken your judgment. And that's why he said love is dangerous. Because love opens the gate to your heart and your power, and once it's open, not everyone who enters deserves to stay. 5 centuries later, his words still echo. We live in a world built on image, validation, and approval. People chase likes, followers, and praise. They trade authenticity for attention, thinking love from strangers equals value. But Machiavelli would remind us, attention is not loyalty, and love from the crowd is the most unstable form of all. The same people who praise you today can cancel you tomorrow. The same friends who cheer your success can vanish when you fail. Love makes you popular. Fear, or rather, respect, makes you permanent. Machiavelli's truth isn't about avoiding love. It's about not depending on it. Love is powerful when it's earned, not begged for. Love means something only when it comes after respect. Because when people love you out of admiration, not weakness, that love will stand even when times get hard. In the end, Machiavelli left us a brutal but necessary reminder: if you want to survive in a world full of shifting loyalties, you must understand the human heart, but never let it rule you. Love makes you human. Strength keeps you alive. So the next time you find yourself trying to be liked, trying to win approval, trying to please everyone, remember Machiavelli's warning. Love can build you, but it can also destroy you. Protect your power. Protect your peace. And above all, never let the desire to be loved make you forget to be respected.